Hi, Shannon Grimm with Shannon Grimm and Partners. Thanks for joining us today. Today we are joined by Carolyn Fallon with the Diyanni Homes. Carolyn, thanks for joining us. So tell us a little bit about Diyanni. What made you go with Diyanni?
Wow, I've been with them for a lot of years. So I started back in the late
Close,
80s,
I'm sorry.
early 90s. So
Okay.
that's how long I've been in the industry, probably longer than some of you have been alive. I like that it's a family-owned business. And I like that the brothers show up for work every day.
Yep.
Which you don't see that a lot with
So
builders.
have you been with Diyanni that long?
No.
Okay.
So started with them back then, had my own construction company, housing market crash happened, closed down, and was a sales manager for a builder that built condos
Okay.
in 36 states and got tired of traveling. Texted Henry Diyanni, said, hey, my resume is back out on the street. Wanted to let you know I'm using you as a reference. And he texted me back.
I really liked Henry.
He's a sweetheart. So he texted me back. He goes, we'd like to talk to you. And told my husband, I says, Henry wants to talk to me. He goes, you love those guys. Go back.
That's good.
Went
That's
back
good.
with them. Always had a great relationship. I love that every single one of them can build a house on their own from start to finish. Ray built his first house at 16. I think that's just because there was 12 kids in the family.
Yeah.
And like, you want to build a house. I want to get out.
Yes.
So, yeah.
No, and he's great too. So him and his wife. So I've always liked them.
Yep. I like that it's a Christian company. I like their values. So, yeah. Not a perfect builder because I don't think you're going to find one out there. They are perfect at resolving any issues that arise. So
Well, they've kind of expanded their footprint too. So they used to build in communities, but now they're more of an on-your-lot builder. And then they also used to be predominantly out east, and now, like, they're all over the place.
Yeah.
So they're up in Delaware County now, even. So
we just are doing Indiana.
wow.
So we're Akron, Sandusky, Cincinnati, Kentucky, Indiana. They bought land in North Carolina and Tennessee, so...
Wow. They're really spreading their wings.
Yeah, so not building right away in those other states. We'll slowly...
They're going to make you travel again?
Progress down there. They're headed in the right direction, that southern...
I was going to say, traveling doesn't sound as bad when it's...
When you're going south.
And it's also relatively close.
It is 5 degrees out with the wind chill. So, yeah, it doesn't sound bad when you go south.
Yeah, I would love to go down Tennessee, North Carolina.
Tennessee, I don't think is far enough.
Yeah, it's warmer. I bet Tennessee's in the 40s right now. That's better than 5.
I mean, this is warmer than my hometown, too. So
yeah, but what's funny with Ohio is that we'll have this negative weather and we're freezing, and it will get up to 30 and you'll see people in shorts.
Well, that's what my husband said. My husband said 40.
We literally just had this conversation because I was joking because it's supposed to be warm like tomorrow, get warmer, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I think Sunday night it goes freezing again. Like we're going to be in the negatives for a little bit next week. But she was like, yep. And my husband, when it's upper 30s, 40s, if there's a little sun out, he'll be in shorts and have like a sweatshirt on or a t-shirt.
Because it's balmy then.
Well, that's what I was going to say. We're Ohioans, so when it gets up to that, it's like it's balmy to us.
Well,
it is. But in the fall, when it was transitioning to cold temperatures, I was freezing at 55. So you just got to get used to it. And then once you're used to it, 40's hot.
We ease into it. See,
we ease
into it. And then they freeze us to death. And then everything else is good.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Ohio conditions us for anything. We can take on anything if we can survive in Ohio.
This is true. Yeah. Ohio against the world.
That's right. But, so are they actually building actively up in Sandusky?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Because I grew up in Vermilion.
Yeah, we've had a model up there for a couple of years now.
Wow.
Okay.
So yeah, they're actively building up there. Some really big custom homes up there.
Yeah.
On the lake.
Yeah.
So
they get expensive up there on the lake.
Mm-hmm. Just depends on where you are. Sometimes we're designing, narrow houses to fit on those lakefront lots.
Mm-hmm.
Where all your view is on the lake, just like we do with Buckeye Lake.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Buckeye Lake was kind of cool though, because Laura, I can't remember Laura's last name, Laura Spears. She's a female developer. She did a lot at Buckeye Lake.
Yeah, we do a lot of,
I don't know if she's still around.
where they've bought an old house, you know, on the bank, we knock it down and rebuild there. So we had one of our employees actually do that. You know, so her house is like 36 foot wide.
Wow.
Wow, that's narrow.
That is very narrow.
I have one in Clintonville that's 26 foot wide.
Oh.
It's 2,500 square feet, but it's 26 foot wide.
Wow, that
Holy
is
cow.
the epitome of a shotgun home.
Yeah.
That's a shotgun style house. That's awesome though.
Well, because they build a lot of those, what they call them, salt box, like the homes after World War II.
Mm-hmm.
They put a lot of those up, and they were pretty tiny.
Yeah.
But some of the lots were decent length, so you can go back.
That's the thing, is that you can go long, and then they have the detached garage in the back with the alley. You know, so you could go long with it. You just need to design the house so that everything's open. You don't have a lot of hallways, so you know, no wasted space in it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think you do a great job with clients too, walking them through. Basically, when you sit down with them, you walk them through all the pricing and everything too up front, which I thought was really nice.
So we do our plans, your plans, or totally custom. We do the whole gamut of stuff. I always tell people, do not buy the plan online.
Right.
You know, we will estimate it. If you feel like, hey, yeah, that's in my ballpark, then we'll purchase the rights to build that plan, you know, and alter it, because inevitably nobody ever builds anything the way it's designed. They're always going to move something. So, you know, we tell them, don't do that. We'll purchase the rights to alter it. And plus, it has to be redrawn to Ohio code anyhow.
Right.
So we do the whole gamut of stuff. We try to give them all their pricing up front. So we do all the design up front.
Yeah, you give a lot of information up front, which helps people decide whether or not it's something they want to do. And I think it gives people confidence in what you're doing too. The fact that you're giving them so much information up front, and you're giving it to them in a way that they can process it. It's not overwhelming. At least I didn't think so.
Yeah. And we also break down, like even after they're in contract, we break down the appointments so that they're not overwhelmed trying to pick the whole house in one meeting. You know, it just doesn't work. So we break it down to, you know, the first thing that we have to have is the exterior. So we need to order, you know, the windows, the roof, the shingles, siding, stone. So that's the first thing you're going to pick.
Well, especially we were backlogged on a lot of that stuff. So,
you know, so we break it down with what we know has the longest lead time and when we need things delivered on site for them.
Yeah. No, I really liked the process that you went through. So it was very informative, and I think that's the way it needs to be.
Yeah, I think doing the land improvements for them, you know.
When people don't understand that either, they think I'm just going to buy this lot, and it's going to be the cost of the lot plus the cost of the house.
Oh, we get
There's
that
a lot
all
of
the
lot
time.
prep to do.
Yeah.
We get that all the time. What do you mean? What's land improved? It's improved. I'm like, what do you mean it's improved? It has
Put a house on it.
Water and stuff at the street. I'm like, that's still not improved.
You got to get it to the house.
It's like, it's at the street.
We got to bring that to the house.
You know,
we need to remove trees. We need to
and if
grade.
there's
We need
trees,
to grade your lot.
yeah, people just don't get it. People in the
If you don't touch
excavating.
your lot, you're going to be sitting in water.
Yeah, so there's the land, cost of house, and then land improvements. And I just explained it this way. It's everything that causes the house to function that connects that house to the land. That's land improvement. So it's going to be your construction drive, bringing the gas, the electric, utilities. Everything outside of that house is land improvements. That's separate. But land improvements are done at your cost. So
right. The builder doesn't mark any of that up.
We don't mark it up. It's whatever it costs, You know?
And it varies from county to county and stuff too, right?
And that's why I started teaching that land improvement class.
No, you do a great job with that too.
I have the CE course for the realtors, but I also teach public so that this way they can get their heads around.
And I've attended your public course.
what those what those land improvements are, and helps them understand it. So they're like, oh, okay. Because we would get customers that would come in and say, oh, land improvements are only going to be $25,000, and I was always like the bearer of bad news, and I'd say, no, you're probably around 50, 55. Now you're about 65, 70. And they're like, oh no. I'm like, oh yes. I said, but I'll put whatever number you want in there, because land improvements are the customer's responsibility, never the builder's. So that's why we started teaching the land improvement, to let them understand everything that was involved, so that they don't get into it and then
get a big surprise.
Oh yeah, like, what do you mean the septic's $20,000? Like, well, yeah.
That's a cheap septic.
Nowadays.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. Delaware County, yeah, you're going to be a mound system. So it could be about 22, around there. Cincinnati is terrible. Their septics for the exact same thing is a lot more money. You're talking in the 30s.
Yeah.
Down there.
I thought that's kind of how it was around here too, but it's not quite that high.
Not quite that high yet. So I'd say you're anywhere from 20 to 26 right now.
Okay.
Staying in that, depending on soil conditions.
Yeah, people don't understand a lot of times too. Like if gas isn't nearby, you might not be able to just bring it. You might have to do an all-electric house.
Or a propane tank.
Yeah, or a propane tank.
And I always tell people this. Gas companies always have a plan. Their 2-3 year plan of where they're going with those gas lines. Always contact the gas company and see, are they planning to run gas within the next 2 to 3 years or 3 to 5 years? Because if so, then don't buy a propane tank, lease it, because gas is going to come. And stay on propane, because it's only a matter of changing the connections to go to the gas when it comes. So always check the gas company, see what their long-term plans are.
But people think propane's expensive. Blah, blah, blah. It's all expensive now.
I was going to say, there was a time where propane was vastly more expensive than natural gas, and now, I've been on propane for 6 years now, and it was more expensive, and now it's barely, it's almost the same.
Yeah.
The natural gas, propane was always here, and natural gas was here, and propane had a trajectory of going up, and natural gas just went bam in 1 year. So propane's just a little bit more now, but it's not. It's nominal. It's about the same.
You also have the difference of the energy efficiency of the houses. Houses that
now
we're
it's crazy.
building now compared to even just 5 years ago are totally different. So that energy efficiency and the products that are coming out, you're always looking at, how do you build an energy efficient house? We do a thermal imaging of the house before we drywall it.
Very nice.
Just to see, is there any heat loss that is in that house that, the insulation guys missed a spot. So before we drywall it in, we want to see that, So the energy efficiency.
I want my own thermal imaging device, but it's expensive. I don't know. I just want it.
This is my everyday. Yeah, this is my everyday with her. You know what? It would be just a good idea to have this for what? I don't know. I ordered it.
Hey, we had a gas leak here, and I had a gas sniffer, and the firemen are like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "That's my gas sniffer," and it was working. And they're like, "You shouldn't be in here," and I'm like, "It's all right."
It's okay. I have my gas sniffer. I'm safe.
Yeah, so she's into the gadgets.
I love gadgets.
She is into gadgets.
I love gadgets.
It's a problem.
I love them. It's my thing. I even have my little outlet checker and all that stuff. So.
Stud finder.
I don't have a stud finder.
You don't have a stud finder?
No.
Wow, that's actually surprising.
Yeah, I just sort of wing it when I hammer stuff in.
Start knocking on the wall a little bit and just
nope, I just put it wherever I want it, and it is what it is.
And if it comes down,
it is what it is. I've had good luck so far.
If it comes down, if it's something she ordered, she probably has a second one that she didn't realize she already had ordered somewhere, so she can just replace it.
I'm in the middle of organizing now. But if it's something I want to stay up like these, then I have someone else do it. Because I don't have the patience. So my husband will measure and level and all this stuff. I just wing it, just throw stuff up. That's how I get it.
That's how I am too.
Yeah,
my wife's in there definitely checking the levels and everything, and I'm like, eh.
I feel like in a relationship you have to have one who's more thorough than the other. There are definitely things I'm more thorough on than my husband, but to him, that's kind of like a math thing, so it has to be precise. To me, it's like,
Yeah.
I can figure it out.
I used to get my husband off of the couch. You know when you ask a guy to do something, it's like, I want to paint this room. So I buy everything, and he's still on the couch. So then I get it out, I take the roller, and I hit the ceiling because I know he's a perfectionist. And the minute I hit that ceiling, he's up. It's like,
There you go.
I'll paint it. Don't touch it.
Yeah, there you go. We were talking earlier about how men do stuff on purpose just so they don't get asked to do it. Like, men can never find anything, and I think they act like they can't find anything on purpose just so you don't ask them to find it. But that is genius with the, you already know how your husband's going to work.
I know he's a perfectionist, so if I hit the ceiling with the paint roller and he sees that, nah.
Or any project, you could take it on that way. And I learned how to unpack from vacation. I just leave it sit out long enough, and my husband puts it away for me. It's working for me. Except today I found a headband in some random place, and I'm like, I bet that's one that he's put away for me. I'm like, maybe I should just put away the stuff myself.
Yeah, I still have my bags packed from vacation. It's like, yeah.
Well, you said you got back from Florida and you're going back down. Why unpack?
I know, really. I left some stuff there, too. It's like,
nice.
Since I'm coming right back.
Well, it's not like you're going to wear those clothes here.
Exactly.
So, and that's why sometimes it takes me 6 months to unpack. It's not like I'm going to wear those clothes here. But you said your sister just is buying a house in Florida, so you'll have a place to go.
Yeah.
Seek refuge from the cold.
I told her, I says, before you buy this one, maybe contact the realtor, have her show you some houses in the same price range, just to make sure this is the one you want. So.
But it's kind of like one of those, she rented it, so she tried it before she bought it.
Exactly.
So that's kind of nice.
Kind of like that, yeah.
Try it before you buy it. I kind of like that.
drive.
Yeah, I kind of like that idea.
I do too, actually. That's nice.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's the huge benefit to the Airbnbs.
Well, especially when they go up for sale.
So how often do you do your public classes?
So try to do them at least once every 2 months.
Okay, that's not bad.
So sometimes I'll do them for realtors' offices where they want to host one. And so they'll do all the advertising and everything, and then I'll just come in and teach it for them.
Okay.
Nice.
So, I've done that.
That's something to think about, too, for us.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah. Yeah, our biggest problem is that our big classroom is on the second story. So that's our biggest issue with that. There's no elevator
There's always
for access.
There's always lenders you can get to use theirs. I know.
That's what you had done?
Yeah, I use Diane. They have that beautiful brand new building and that great,
And on the weekends it was easy to get to.
Yeah.
And they're super nice there, so it was a nice place.
Yeah.
But we're excited to hopefully have you do a CE class for agents, because I know that's an area where agents are lacking too, is just understanding that whole thing. And I think we all need to know a little bit more about that, which is why I took your class too, because it doesn't hurt to get a refresher on stuff and to learn all you can on that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even myself, I'm always looking at that course and, revamping it and stuff, So, even septic systems, I know I called a realtor, she had a listing, and it said unbuildable because it wouldn't support a septic system. And I called her up and I said, why don't you check with the health department and see about the new infrared system? And she's like, what? I said, there's a new system out there, all self-contained. I mean, the liquid that comes out is, they say, drinkable. So,
wow.
So check on that. You might be able to then build on that lot. So always, looking to see what's out there.
Well, yeah, things advance quickly now.
They do.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I love. I mean, obviously you're quite knowledgeable, but it's great that you offer this to the public and to agents as well, because if somebody is coming in and working with an agent and they're building with you, you're explaining things to them, But then it's also nice to have that backup from the agent, like, oh, I've explained this to you already in my course, and so the agent can be there and like, what she's saying is, this is what it is going to be. This is the cost. This is true. This is the best way to do it. She knows what she's doing, and it's good to have that advocacy.
I also think it helps agents feel more comfortable because the more you know about something, the more comfortable you feel with it, the more you're like, oh yeah, let's look for land. We can build on your own line. I know builders that do that, and they know the process, so they can explain it to their customers. So the more comfortable I can make the realtor, and then a lot of times they'll send their clients that they're just starting to think about building on their lot, but they're nervous. So they'll send them to the class. And usually after that class, they feel comfortable. They're like, oh, yeah, I can do this. Let's look for land, or we design the house, and they're so excited about the house. They get with their realtor and like, I need a lot to put this on. Like, let's go, so they're motivated then, so.
So what do you think the average price range is for a home that you're building on someone's lot, not including the land prep and not including the lot?
Okay, so not including... All right. It just depends on what they're building. I mean, I think our least expensive house starts in the 400s.
Okay.
And then, and that's a 1,800 square foot ranch.
Yeah, you built a little nice ranch over off of Seldom Seen?
Yes.
That was pretty. It's white with black trim?
Yes. And then we have a little one that we built in the town of Galena. Over there, little Addison.
Okay.
Actually, the couple were in their mid-80s and building, their last house, owned a farm and stuff.
That's
so it was kind of cute going through it with them and stuff. They came to our grand opening for our new design center in Sunbury and, came to the grand opening there. So it was neat seeing them.
It's weird that I saw you guys opening the design studio in Sunbury, because I'm used to everything always being that east side, the Reynoldsburg area as far as Diyanni goes. That's Diyanni to me, is out in that area.
We still have that building, so that is construction. Is now taking over that whole building, and the design center is now up in Sunbury.
But I mean, it's kind of where everybody's going, right? Is north. So it's kind of good to have it positioned there.
I was going to say, from Marysville over to, Granville, and then that arch in between seems like the big area people are building right now.
But with Intel coming in, you're going to see that Newark, Granville, Alexandria, Northridge, that whole corridor start exploding. So
I keep telling people Newark is going to be Columbus East soon.
Oh, yeah.
It won't even be Newark. I mean, it'll still be called Newark, but it's just going to be like a little Columbus East.
It just won't be called Nurk.
Yeah, it won't be Nurk. It'll be Newark. Or Columbus East.
It's amazing how the suburbs of Columbus have gone out. Like when I used to tell people about Ostrander, like, oh, God, that's too far out. And I'm like,
the same thing with Jerome Village.
Yeah, now it's just like keep going further out, so.
I live in Ostrander. I love it out there.
I told clients probably about 6 years ago, buy land in Ostrander. The ones that took my advice and bought their 5-acre lot for $40,000 are really happy now,
Yeah,
so.
he grew up in Westerville, and then they lived in Hilliard for a long time, and then moved out to Ostrander. I wasn't sure how he was going to like it, but.
Oh, I love it. Westerville, now, it was still very much a suburb, obviously, but I mean, I was surrounded by farmland when I was growing up there, and it just blew up. I mean, Otterbein expanded, and then Polaris came about, and none of that. I mean, everything was farmland. Yeah. Beyond the original.
I remember the Polaris amphitheater. It was so nice to go out there, but it was like you were going way out in the middle of nowhere. And then all of a sudden, boom, everything's there.
It's
they had to get rid of the Polaris amphitheater because everyone hated the noise, even though they all knew it was there when they moved there. And the whole area is basically called Polaris because of the Polaris amphitheater, kind of. At least that's what I always called it, was going to Polaris. So.
Yeah.
It's too funny. So. But yeah, Ostrander's great. And I know you guys have built quite a bit up there. Quite a bit.
We try.
So, about how many houses a year do you think Diyanni builds?
About 200.
Wow. Okay.
With all all regions. So.
All regions. Okay. What about Central Ohio?
Probably the bulk of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is where we started.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've been here for 45 years. Before that, they were in New Jersey. You know, so
They're from New Jersey?
Italy, Jersey, East Coast.
Okay. That makes sense to me now.
A couple of the brothers came out here to Ohio, called Henry, who is still back east, and said, oh man, you should come out here. There's land, there's this. You know, because back east, Henry's dad, it was funny, Henry would tell me stories about that his dad would always buy like the lot that people thought was unbuildable.
The dog lot.
And he would kind of look at it and study it till he figured out how to put a house on it. He said there was one lot that he bought, and the lot was below the road.
Oh.
And he built basement on top of basement, filled it up with stone to get the house up to road level. And I thought, wow, ingenious that he would just sit there and contemplate it and figure out, okay, you know, there's got to be a way to put a house here. You know, so sometimes it's just looking at the land from a different perspective, you know, or looking at the house, you know. So I know Davio's daughter of state, he found a lot that he liked, and it was actually a plotted lot at the end of the street, but the street didn't go to it. So the neighbors all thought it was park, you know, with woods and everything. So when we went out there and started removing some trees, the neighbors were all upset, and we're like, no, this is actually a plotted lot in Columbus, and you're actually trespassing. Had to, you know, bring the road out to front of his house to his driveway, but he had found it and designed the house to fit on that specific lot for him. So
that's awesome, though.
It was neat. So sometimes it's a challenge to look at a lot. Like I have one right now that the only buildable space is this little triangle in the corner. And unfortunately, she bought the lot before she found out that there's big electrical power line easements going across most of her property. You know, so I'm designing the house to fit in that corner, and, you know, with the garage up front, courtyard kind of style, you know, to fit, because now she owns the land. And it's going to be hard for her to turn around and sell that land, since...
knowing that she can't build anywhere.
Right, knowing that she has to kind of divulge that, you know. And so we're going to figure out how to put a house on it for her.
Nice. That's awesome, though.
You know,
solving problems, that's huge.
Yeah.
Yep.
So sometimes, you know, it's kind of neat to look at it and say, yeah, we can build a house here. It's not going to be your typical house, but we can build one, you know. So...
whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Because you got to make that land usable now that she's bought it, and she's kind of stuck with it.
Yeah. So.
But we're hoping to have you do a CE class before our Builder Expo this year. So that's our plan.
Okay, the Builder Expo's
October.
April?
No, the actual expo is October again.
Okay. So, yeah, we can do that.
That's our plan.
I like it. I think a CE class will be pretty cool before that. That's going to drive a lot of a lot of people in. Because I know you did your presentation this last year, but I think an actual CE class will just...
And basically,
she would
be the CE class before the agents come for the expo. So the agents would go to the CE class first, and then they're setting up the expo while she's doing the class.
Yeah.
So.
And, I mean, I love doing the class. I like... you know, that we have a question answer period, because if you have a question, probably another realtor does too. You know, so, you know, there's time in there. I like it informal, that if while I'm speaking and you don't understand something, raise your hand, let's go into it and answer those questions, so you feel comfortable with what is it to build on lot, you know, how do I list lands, you know, what should be the documents that I include in that listing. You know, so, you know, do the soils report. Spend the $350. You know, because anybody that's looking at that land is going to have to do one.
They're going to want that, yeah.
You know, so you're going to have a contingency for a longer period of time if everybody that looks at the land has to do it. And especially if it's in the spring and those soil scientists are booked 2 to 3 weeks, you know, they get real busy too. So do the soils report and attach it with the listing. You know, everybody needs that to figure out the septic system.
Yep.
So I enjoy it.
Yeah, it shows. Shows when you do it.
Good.
What's your typical build time right now?
From contract signing to moving into the house, 12 to 14 months.
It makes sense with selections and...
It accounts for all the permitting, doing the land improvements, getting construction drive and all of that. Once we dig the hole, we're about 6 to 9 months,
That's
from
pretty
the
good.
hole. But there's things, every single one of our plans goes through a structural engineer. So even if we build it before, everybody changes or tweaks something. So everything always goes through a structural engineer. They take a couple weeks, to look over. So if they tell us that it needs another post somewhere, we're going to do that, So
that's good.
That's awesome, though. I mean, that's how it should be. If you're making changes like that,
right.
and every lot's
double check
different,
it.
every house is different when they make the changes, that's perfect.
Yeah, just double check it.
Checking all those loads, making sure that what they've moved isn't affecting the structure, at all. Ranches are pretty easy. It's the 2 stories, sometimes 3 stories that you have to look at.
Ooh, 3 stories.
And we got a cool one that's...
I love 3-story houses.
We're quoting right now at Buckeye Lake. So.
Oh, wow.
Buckeye Lake would be where to put one.
Yeah. Yeah. We have a house in Nelson Farms going up that has the 2nd floor patio.
Oh, yeah.
And it's outside the master bedroom. So they have sliders and it opens to a 2nd floor patio that overlooks the neighborhood.
If that's the community cool. I'm thinking of, that's an interesting community because the lottery winner's house in there with the is it the same one with the metal palm trees? Nelson Farms. I don't know.
Metal palm trees, I love that.
Yeah, it was some guy who won the lottery and he put in metal palm trees. I would have just bought a house where there were real palm trees if I won the lottery, but what do I know? I mean, I don't know. I also didn't win the lottery. I also don't play it, but what do I know?
But, yeah,
you'd find me in Hawaii.
Exactly, right.
Palm trees in Ohio.
No. Unfortunately, bamboo does grow here, but it's unfortunate.
Oh my gosh, my brother-in-law, when him and his wife bought their house, the former owner had bamboo in the backyard trying to use it for privacy, and that stuff took over. It's bad. Yeah. And he had to cut it back. He had to burn it.
It's hard to get rid of it.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember what he was putting vinegar on it. He had to go out and put something on it like every day to keep it from growing back. It took forever, and then he was finally like, it's gone.
That's horrible.
I love it. He was cutting it down, and he found all sorts of stuff because it's so thick. There was like an old soccer ball. There was just stuff that got lost in there because it goes in there. It's not coming out.
It's not coming out.
No, it'll just keep growing. My cousin in Philadelphia has a bamboo, looks like a tree. So he just kept trimming the bamboo so it was all together. So it's green all year round. It looks gorgeous. His wife's a horticulturist, so kind of helped. But it's gorgeous looking. So he has this gigantic, it's like 30-foot tall, beautiful, by water and stuff. So it's kind of cool looking. But you constantly have to watch those roots coming out from it. So, yeah, it's intrusive.
Yes, they are. Yeah. But anyhow, if anyone wants to get a hold of you, Carolyn, how would they do that?
They can reach out to me on my cell phone, which is 614-580-5880. I've had that number since cell phones came out. So refuse to get rid of that number. Or they can email me at cfallon@DiyanniHomes.com.
And it's Fallon. Okay. And then, but of course, you want to call us first or reach out to us first, and then we'll take you to Carolyn. But thanks for being here today. We appreciate it. Thanks for the time.
Thanks. I look forward to doing the CE class with you.
Yep, we'll see you for that in October, but we'll see you in April too for sure.
Yeah, for that other one.
Yep. But all right. Well, thanks for joining us today. Until next time, make sure to like,
comment,
follow, subscribe, all those things.
Hit that notification bell.
Thank you.